Hello, I'm excited to share with you the innovations that Agentic AI is driving for cybersecurity. Zscaler is playing a very important role in this area. Let's start with how innovations generally happen. Technology evolves incrementally all the time. We expect it. But every decade or 2 decades, there's some step function changes happen that changes the way we work, where we work, how we work, and how we do things. We're seeing mobility impact our lifestyle. We're seeing cloud able to do application development a lot better, collaboration a lot better. IoT, OT, technology is changing how we collect telemetry and do preventive maintenance. Now AI is changing things in very, very different ways. But when some of these technologies are happening out there, it is changing applications, how applications are built. It's changing the network, how network security is done. It's changing how security should be done. All these changes need to be kept in mind as these critical technologies are playing an important role. I'm going to walk you through how network and security needs to transform and what Zscaler is doing for its transformation. On this slide, on the left side, you see a typical mesh network. We call it hub and spoke network and castle and moat security. Because the security is done by building a moat around the castle, you're seeing the red lines, it's all firewall built security. Inside, everything is trusted. Outside, everything is untrusted. The problem is the network is everywhere because applications are everywhere. And this beautiful flat network has become dangerous. A single infected machine in a branch office, the malware can traverse laterally and bring everything down. That's what happened to Maersk and scores of other companies that fell prey to ransomware attacks. So this architecture had to change. When I started Zscaler in 2008, I want to think outside the box. I want to reimagine security, reimagine the network. In this reimagination, every application location, it may be your data center, it may be cloud, it may be a factory, they became like islands. And users' branches are all islands. Everything simply connects to the internet on any network. And Zscaler is the Zero Trust Exchange, a switchboard, a policy engine that connects a user to an application, a workload to a workload, an IoT device to a data lake, and so on and so forth. The network is simply the transport and plumbing. You don't have to worry about managing your IPs. You really focus on securing data, not the network. What is there to secure in a network? The packets are flowing and the packets are encrypted. It's all about securing data, and that's what the focus needs to be. So this architecture got extended and deployed in many areas. First, you make sure your users are zero trust. They can't be on the network. Then you move on to your branches become zero trust. Each branch is an island, so infected branch can infect anything else. Then zero trust devices. Devices sit in a branch or the headquarters. Each is an island, each is like a network segment of its own. And then you take the same concept to zero trust cloud, where each cloud is an island and workloads is an island. They talk to each other through zero trust exchange. And now the newest member of the family to help us is AI agents. Agents should be doing zero trust as well. Otherwise, it becomes a big, scary area. So let's look a little deeper into AI to see how AI is helping or hurting. It is a force multiplier both for attackers as well as defenders. It's enabling bad actors to do a lot of things in a much better, efficient fashion. Think of the attack surface. It would take a lot of time for bad guys to find your attack surface. But today you can say, ChatGPT, show me all the firewalls and VPNs for a given company that have vulnerabilities and show me in a tabular format. Under 60 seconds, it can give you results. Of course, these vendors are trying to put guardrails so you can't ask these questions for a specific company, but you can go around it very easily. Phishing is becoming much easier with Gen AI. Lot of next level deep social engineering kits are becoming available. So it's really helping bad guys. But that's not all that bad. Gen AI is assisting defenders as well. We are using Copilot for SOC. Automated rapid scripting can be done. We are doing DevSOC, we are doing deception, lots of great technologies that many vendors are doing, and Zscaler is actively driving it or helping us find needle in a haystack. It is very wonderful. My concern is not that bad guys can do better job than defenders like Zscaler. My concern is that hackers have no inertia. Large enterprises have inertia. So when we build some great technologies, often enterprises are sitting on the older technology. They're still sitting on firewalls and VPNs, and they're embracing some of those things. If enterprises can start adopting newer AI-based technology faster, security will get much better, and we will be far ahead of those bad actors. What has Zscaler done in this area? Well, first of all, to really do great AI, you need data. You need good quantity of data and you need high quality data. Zscaler has all these transaction level logs, structured data, unstructured data with full SSL inspection. And we have over 500 billion transactions per day and hundreds of trillions of signals every day. We can use that technology for wonderful threat detection, cyber detection. We're using it for risk modeling. We're also using it for building co-pilots and now more and more agents. We'll be using it for data protection. It starts with data discovery, it starts with data classification, which AI can do extremely well. And then we also are doing operational excellence and automation, figuring out the response time, performance issue for an individual users. All those things can be done with AI very well. Let me give you some more specific examples of what customers have been using Zscaler AI Security for. Well, first of all, customers wanted to know how many of my employees are using public AI services such as ChatGPT. Well, Zscaler sits in the traffic path between the enterprise and the internet. As your traffic goes out to those public AI services, it goes through us. So giving you visibility and discovery was an easy thing we provided to our customers very early on. The next thing they wanted to do was manage, means give a policy. You don't want your employees to go to just about any service out there. You wanted to make sure that certain users can go to certain services. For example, your developers can only go to these 3 public AI services. Your marketing team can only go to these 3 services. With Zscaler, you can enforce policy. And you can put DLP on top of it. You can say developers can go to these 3 AI services, 3 AI public services, but they can't be submitting certain type of source code. That's wonderful. The third area, protecting. That's the DLP we can do along with managed part of it. So these are great examples of how Zscaler is helping our customers for public AI services. Now, for private AI services that you may be building in your data center or in public cloud, Zscaler recently launched LLM Proxy. It inspects a prompt for any of the malicious stuff or acceptable use, and it is examining the response for same kind of stuff to make sure we keep your model secure, and we also ensure that the right kind of questions can be asked, right kind of responses can be given. Now, let's dig a little bit more deeper into agentic AI. Gen AI came, and pretty soon, agentic AI came. So the key thing about agentic AI is that it is goal-driven autonomy. It's context-driven reasoning. It's orchestration that link to actions. All these things are smarts that can allow AI agents to do a lot of good things. And autonomy in action. It's self-initiated decisions. The old school was triggered scripts that are predefined. Agentic AI is ongoing continuous learning. The old world was static rule. The new world is goal execution. And old world was isolated task. That's the biggest difference. The good thing is the agentic AI, these can be human partners. We set the intent and agents will execute. We can have supervisory control over them so they can actually help us do certain jobs better and faster than human beings can. So these agentic AI solutions are going to change many aspects of our life and how we work. It's in all kind of areas. If you look at workforce and jobs, role shift, supervising, autonomous workflows, some of those things can be done very well. In business and economy, the new revenue streams becoming available, the cost savings because of automation. In government, in society, many of the things can be done, good and bad. Deep fake can do a lot of bad stuff with misinformation alike. And national security and geopolitics has implications. Needless to say, it's going to impact everything across the board. And that's why zero trust security becomes even more important. And organizations and countries are mandating the use of zero trust because if something bad happens, it can be contained to a given branch, a given workload, and the like, unlike traditional network based security. So now, there's some rules and operational controls that are needed to make sure agentic AI works well. When something totally new comes, there are hardly any rules. You're seeing countries, US, EU, kind of trying to figure out the new charters, new controls. There's a lot of talk about built-in ethics and compliance. There'll be policy guardrails will be coming. My personal view is that when there's too much compliance and rules, it slows down innovation. When there's none, people abuse it. So I do think that government has a constructive role to play, but not overdo it. On the other side, there needs to be operational controls about using agentic AI, making sure we have proper authentications, proper authorization, which agent can do what. There could be otherwise, there could be lots of interesting challenges. We need to be able to monitor for analogies, certain triggers to make sure we are watching what's being done. Otherwise, some of these things could cause more damage than good. Now, the zero trust becomes more and more important in this agentic AI world. Think of it, our workloads are becoming transient and distributed. Agents will be all over as well. We need to enforce policies. They need to be more and more contextual. There'll be more and more automation driven by agentic AI. We need to do continuous threat management. Scale becomes important, and minimizing exposure attack surface becomes important. So we need to combine the agentic AI power and security capabilities it provides with zero trust to make sure you have far better cyber protection. Let's take another example of how agentic AI is helping security operations or automation. Zscaler has tons and tons of logs. There are also lots of telemetry coming from our EDR endpoints and the like. There are lots of other telemetry coming from workloads, IoT, OT devices. And last year, with the acquisition of a company called Avalar, we built an AI data fabric. This fabric brings different kind of telemetry together. It adds context. It creates entity relationships. It, those things make it a lot easier to do a lot of security operations. Now, using security operation functions, uh, leveraging AI agents, we can do many things. For example, the bunch of task agents we have developed. Certain agents are doing data collections. Others are doing investigation. Others may be policy agents. Agent one does certain things, workflow kicks in, it passes information to second agent who does its own job, moves on to third agents, so on and so forth. So it becomes very powerful. Some of these things can be done in minutes that would have taken hours, or if it took 30 minutes in real life, we have seen it can be done in a couple of minutes. So this framework is helping us do better threat management, detecting threats faster, and taking an action, investigating those threats and the like. So what Zscaler has done, taken its zero trust everywhere solution, combined it with Red Canary, a company that we acquired, our data fabric combined with Red Canary security operations technology, which has pretty sophisticated agentic AI technology, we are able to offer very good security operations solutions to our customers. That's the intent because it's not only being able to do it faster, it's also being able to do closed loop system. Today, your logs will go from Zscaler to some kind of security operations. It takes quite some time. It takes days and sometimes weeks to detect and investigate something and provide feedback to an inline system. With Zscaler, as we are really doing proper integration between our Zero Trust Exchange and our data fabric technology, we can feed back some of the findings, some of the detections we're doing in a matter of minutes, which is very, very powerful. Now, let me give you a few data points about Zscaler. We built this company not to be just one more security company. We want to reimagine security and the network. We want to secure, simplify, and accelerate your business transformation. At the end of the day, security should be a business enabler. So we have had customers who have seen amazing, amazing results. Reduction of business risk as much as by 90%. Eliminating your attack surface. That means hiding your applications, hiding your branches behind Zscaler Cloud. The bad guys can't discover you. If they can't discover you, they can't find you. Simplification becomes very good. The network and security over the past 30 years have become very complex. They're costly. We can simplify the stuff. No longer need to create those mesh network and SD-WAN. Your branch could look just like your home. It may have a broadband connection or two connections, but simply over zero trust, you have access. It reduces costs significantly. And third area is transformation. Well, the business need to transform. Business is becoming more competitive out there. Imagine if you're able to open a new branch office in one day rather than 1 month. Imagine your user performance is much faster than it used to be. Imagine when you acquired a company, you can integrate the two in a matter of weeks rather than 10 months, 12 months, and the like. Those are the powerful things we are delivering. That's why we've done so well. Zscaler is a public company, traded on NASDAQ, a member of NASDAQ 100. We're doing about $3 billion in ARR, generating about $700 million net annualized positive cash flow. Over 50 million users around the globe from enterprises trust us. We've been in Gartner's Magic Quadrant forever. Out of all these stats, the stat I'm most proud of is our Net Promoter Score, NPS, which sits generally between 70 and 80, while an average SaaS company sits at about 30. We're also proud of the fact that over 45% of Fortune 500 are Zscaler customers. They trust Zscaler, about 35% of global companies. We are a very global business. 50% of the business is essentially international. If you look at almost any vertical, the top 8 of 10, 9 of 10, or 7 of 10 are these largest enterprises trust Zscaler. As I bring to a conclusion, enterprises want to focus on business. They really don't want to spend a lot of time integrating multiple security point product, trying to figure out the network is up and running. We have shown and proven that we can secure your enterprise, simplify it, transform it. The key areas our customers look for is the zero trust architecture. This architecture can't be built on firewalls and VPNs. It's like Netflix versus DVD player. Also, we have built the most comprehensive platform. It's taking advantage of Gen AI and Agentic AI to give you far better detection and protection. We are a mission critical service. We are sitting in the traffic path. It better work all the time. And it does because this is our only business. We were not a firewall company that's trying to pivot to do zero trust and agentic AI. We are not a networking company that trying to say, I can also do zero trust as well. In fact, if you do zero trust architecture, you are actually um, eliminating the need for firewalls. You're eliminating the need for building lots of networks and routers and switches. So why would a networking company really want you to do zero trust? They don't. A firewall company wants you to do zero trust? No. They just want to take their firewalls and networks, flip them like virtual machines in the cloud and call it zero trust. They're doing a disservice because it gives a false sense of security. And strong ROI in today's market. Every CIO, every CISO is under pressure to reduce cost and complexity. We also know that complexity has been built over the years. Complexity is the enemy of security. Complexity is the enemy of resilience. And we help you reduce that complexity and save tons of money. And market leadership. As we are leaders in all areas, we are focused on our customers. Customer obsession is one of our key values. It starts with me. So to conclude, Agentic AI is becoming very powerful technology. When you combine Agentic AI solution with zero trust architecture, your business can become far more agile, competitive, and safe. Thank you.